The decision by a federal appeals court to allow Lisa Cook to remain a governor on the Federal Reserve Board is a significant development in a legal and political battle with far-reaching implications. The court's rejection of the administration's bid to remove her, which was based on allegations of mortgage fraud, marks a temporary but crucial victory for the principle of the Federal Reserve's independence. This unprecedented legal challenge to a sitting Fed governor underscores a larger struggle over the balance of power between the executive branch and one of the nation's most critical financial institutions. Summary and analysis. The core of this issue lies in the interpretation of the Federal Reserve Act, which states that Fed governors can be removed by a president for cause. Historically, this provision has been understood to mean a serious breach of duty or misconduct while in office. The Trump administration's attempt to remove Lisa Cook, however, rests on allegations of mortgage fraud from before she was appointed to the board in 2022. Cook has vehemently denied these claims, and in her lawsuit, argued that the administration's motive was politically driven, seeking to install a board member more aligned with its desire for lower interest rates. The appeals court, in a 2-to-1 decision, upheld a lower court's preliminary injunction, which found that the administration had not provided Cook with due process, a formal notice and opportunity to respond to the allegations, before attempting to remove her. The court's decision, written by a Biden appointee, noted that Cook has a property interest in her position, which entitles her to some kind of process before removal. While the court did not directly rule on the definition of for cause, it strongly implied that the administration's case was on weak legal footing by focusing on her due process rights. The legal victory for Cook ensures that she can participate in the upcoming Federal Open Market Committee meeting, a key event for determining interest rates and monetary policy. Reasons and consequences. The administration's desire to remove Cook is rooted in a broader push to assert greater control over the Federal Reserve. A central bank's independence is widely considered essential for a stable economy, as it allows for decisions on monetary policy to be based on economic data rather than short-term political pressures. A president who can fire and replace governors at will could use the Fed's tools, like interest rates, to influence the economy in the run-up to an election, potentially leading to inflationary policies and a boom-bust cycle. The consequences of a successful removal would be profound. It would set a dangerous precedent, making all future Fed governors and potentially other officials at independent agencies vulnerable to removal for political reasons. This would likely erode investor confidence, both domestically and internationally, in the stability and credibility of the U.S. economy. The perception that the Fed is no longer a nonpartisan, data-driven institution could lead to a loss of trust, higher borrowing costs for the government and consumers, and a less predictable financial landscape. Predictions and solutions. The legal battle is far from over. The administration is expected to appeal the D.C. Circuit's ruling to the Supreme Court. The ultimate outcome of the case will have a lasting impact on the structure and independence of the Fed. While the D.C. Circuit's ruling is a positive sign for the Fed's independence, the Supreme Court has in recent years shown a willingness to broaden presidential power over independent agencies. It is therefore difficult to predict how the High Court will rule. Regardless of the final judicial decision, this case highlights a critical need to fortify the Fed's independence. The for cause provision, while intended as a protection, is now being tested in a way it never has been before. Solutions to protect the Fed's autonomy include a clear and public commitment from all branches of government to respect its independence. Congress could also consider legislative changes to explicitly define for cause in the Federal Reserve Act, removing any ambiguity and preventing future administrations from using the provision as a political weapon. Additionally, the Fed itself can continue to uphold its integrity by sticking to its dual mandate of maximum employment and stable prices, ensuring that its decisions are transparent and based on sound economic analysis. Ultimately, this case is a wake-up call, emphasizing that the independence of our democratic institutions, no matter how established, must be actively defended from political interference.